Previously on Van Life Saga, Dom and Marie sold the van to a stranger.
They weren't strangers.
You're right. They ordered a new van from the United States, which disappeared
From Mexico.
They ordered a new van from Mexico, which disappeared when it entered the United States. They cut windows with metal grinders, and now...
It's called a nibbler.
And now, they are about to proceed with the most dangerous operation of all.
We now have a 4-seater van.
Which is not easy to achieve, honestly, here in Quebec.
You'll see, it's a nightmare. It costs a lot of money. You can't do it yourself. It's
hard.
It's a pain in the butt. I also got a nose flute from someone in the mail.
No, you're not playing this in the episode. No, that's
And we also installed the floor in our van, so the insulation, the ply, and the vinyl flooring
is done. And the most important part of the build so far is on the go. It's in progress. The vinyl wrap with the yellow stripes has started the creation phase. And I need your help to figure out how we're gonna how we're gonna wrap this spaceship. We have options at the end. I have options at the end of the video, and we're gonna go with what you choose.
Dom stepped up his game this time. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. It's beautiful what you've done. Good work.
Well, it's basically inspired by the first one. It's not.
So enjoy this episode of us freaking out as we do the most difficult part of the conversion, and
We just bolted the biggest. Okay.
don't tell everything.
Okay.
Roll intro. T'es pas capable. Là, c'est dégueu quand tu mets tes boogers dessus. Hi, we're Dom and Marie.
Since 2016, we traveled the world by van looking for the perfect road trip. Until we decided to buy and convert our own little home on wheels that we named Vanessa.
Every Sunday,
Whoa, wait a second. We sold Vanessa and we're about to build our second home on wheels.
Follow us on this conversion project as we share all the details of our next camper van, tricks, tips, and all sorts of advice.
Buckle up, subscribe, and enjoy the ride on this new episode of Van Life Saga's new build series.
as you may know, we wanted to install a passenger seat in our van for many reasons.
Yeah.
One, we want to eventually be able to bring friends and family members on the road with us.
Yeah.
We also want a tiny baby eventually.
Want triplets?
We don't want triplets.
Okay.
Don't want triplets. And we're also working from the road, and we need to be very comfortable
Sitting down.
sitting down.
So
We're just
we need
taking
one.
our precautions and trying to be safe, so we are having our seat installed. And to do that, in our province, there are a few companies that do it, including VANLIFE Montreal, which we have already talked about on our channel.
And they are the biggest van rental and van building company in the province. They also have their license to install properly and legally those third and fourth seats.
They will also do the insulation
the
and
whole floor.
apply the floor. So everything is ready for us.
So
Installing a passenger seat in Canada, you can't do it yourself. There are a few companies that do it in our province, and we chose VANLIFE Montreal because they are really well renowned in terms of installing the passenger seat. The job they do is just perfect. Am I forgetting anything?
So today we're installing nice seats for our VANLIFE Saga team. We have Tom over here, which is making it ready to all do the fitment and do the final installation. So Tom is the best in our team and they do a nice job. And he's a British guy.
do you know what's my worst nightmare?
What is it?
Is that a guy from Great Britain with a drill into the floor and then pop!
So now that we've installed the middle plate to support the passenger seat, we are putting the foam, which will serve as insulation, and they came up with this magic trick, and it's already curved in with the grooves of the van, and it just fits in place, so it's freaking amazing.
So when you fit it in, it's a tight and nice little finish.
So the next step, we're going to put the flooring in and just check everything for the measurements, and then we'll take everything back out again, clean the floor completely, and then we'll be ready to glue everything in.
So, Martin, can you explain me the process, please?
So the process is as complicated as it is. Be done in 20 minutes.
Can you tell me if there is a dangerous?
The process is not that much dangerous. John does all the top.
He has to do it before?
The timer gets to 11.
Oh. Is it gonna make it?
Because then you have 9 minutes to install.
I think he's able to do it.
So the way they do it is mind-blowing. It's just, honestly, I was like, this is industrial installation right there.
They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. All the pieces are pre-cut. And when everything is glued together and rock solid, they drill the passenger seat through all the sandwich that they made with the truck, the insulation, the ply.
That's it.
And that's it. And everything is bracketed to the truck.
Starting today, we will be able to have a third passenger in the van. So if you're interested in coming, let us know in the comments below, because we have a third seat and a fourth seat.
Venez vous asseoir. Passe-toi ici.
Où ça?
Au bout là.
Yeah.
Oh!
Wow. How do you feel?
It's insane. We have a seat, man. We can throw massive parties in the van now.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir. So if your plan is to convert a van, VanLife Montreal has this amazing service. They had the idea this year, I think. They now do what they call half conversions. And when they talked about the half conversion, at first I was like, that sounds like a great idea, because they can bring the conversion up to the step that you want. If you just want a floor and a seat, they can do that. If you want a floor, a seat, insulation, electricity, and plumbing, they can do that.
Yeah.
They can bring it all up. They can bring it all. They can bring it. They can bring your project all the way up to the step you want.
Good job, baby.
Like all the way up to the finish if you want.
well, they did our electricity in the first van because we
but
had no clue how to do it.
I think it was the first kind of partial conversion that they were doing, right?
So VanLife Montreal will be putting all their info in the description below. They are amazing, and here is the song for them.
No.
I just said thank you in flute,
Okay.
in flute instrument. What are your impressions, dude?
I'm very impressed by the quality of the work, and I'm impressed by the speed of the work.
And now we're going to IKEA. That's what we're getting.
There's no secret in finding the artistic direction of your van. Just visit any kitchen store and you'll have the counter we used to use and have the same handles, and this is the black version, and I like it a lot.
It's nice with the black accessories.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
$12 by $20.
Here's the right one.
Yeah. That's good.
It's cool because we can have 2 garbage instead of only 1.
Well, 1 garbage, 1 recycling. Handles?
Yes. So the handles we use are these ones, Hackers. So what the Hackers are these for?
Let's go.
You sure we have everything?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Bay. Oh my god, this would be so useful. So let's go. I don't want no scub. Scub is a better than no.
This week we installed the vinyl floor in our van, and it's really nice because now the van is starting to look
like a home.
Yes. And we went to Beaulieu, Canada because these guys are the main reference in terms of flooring. They have carpets, they have vinyl, they have various types of flooring, but they have this vinyl that is very luxury, and I mean, it's just very sturdy for the van. So we did a poll on Instagram and we had 3 different colors, one that was light brownish, one that was a bit darker, and one that was grayish.
Gray, yeah.
So the color we chose is Livorno. Livorno. We'll be putting the link to that in the description below. It's a 7mm plank.
7?
Five. It's a 5. It's a 5mm plank.
Looks like fine.
It's perfect.
Wood. Yes. And the reason why we go for vinyl is very simple. First, it's durable. So you can basically scrape it for years with rocks, sand, snow, and all sorts of stuff from the outside, and it's gonna last.
Yeah.
Second, it's water resistant. So we all know in a van that you can do a little mess with a different water source, like
Or when you don't clean your feet.
Third, vinyl looks very nice. We've seen an evolution in the recent years. Their wood imitation is just flawless.
Yeah.
A lot of people were wondering what kind of wood was on our last van, and it was never wood, it was vinyl all the way. 4, it's easy to install.
Yeah.
You just need glue.
And I mean, vinyl in general is just very resistant, very good. As you may know, in vans, you have a lot of temperature variations, so
You don't want something that moves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some people put tongue and groove, others put hardwood floor. Just not something that we would recommend just because of those water issues and temperature variation. So vinyl floor is the way we always go. Now, how do we install the vinyl? Step 1, you clean that entire surface because
Yes.
you don't want any dents or little bumps when you're
Or dead rats under your floor.
or rats under your floor when you're installing the vinyl, so you clean it properly.
We're cutting all our pieces to the right size, and then we're going to be ready to glue. Simple as that.
We basically cut everything and we know exactly where it goes. So we know where the pattern goes.
Because you want to avoid your planks being all side by side, otherwise it's gonna look like crap, right?
Elsewhere.
If I had to mime the pattern, that would be the pattern mime.
It's going to measure the little angle that we need to create right here.
And once that is completed, I put a tape on every plank and I mark them so I know exactly where they go. So A, B, C, D, E, F, blah, 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 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know exactly which plank goes where.
Before gluing them.
Yeah. Just because it's way easier to remember the pattern and it's just way easier to glue them to the surface once you have that timer of the glue.
Yeah. You have to install a layer of glue, and once the glue starts hardening,
It takes around 20 minutes. It usually says on the box.
you start installing your pattern with the most precision possible. It's 1 down to the millimeter, and then you push on it.
You have to push it in just so it's very, very tight. You don't want those cracks. And then once the first row is done, you start with the second and third,
Yeah.
and you just take it from there.
And the last step, once all your tiles are in, would be to roll on top with a very heavy roll, I guess?
Yeah, that's something that you can rent.
Yeah.
We rented that for $20 a day. We had it for like 2 hours, so
You just roll on it.
costs nothing.
It's like a 100-pound roll, and
Yeah.
you just squish all the glue that would be remaining underneath your tiles, and that's it. You let it sit for a couple of hours, and it sticks.
Never mind the skates. But look at my beautiful floor!
Oh, wow. Did you do that yourself?
Yeah.
my father-in-law.
It's me.
Are you proud of your plancher?
Plancher is fine, I think.
Hey. You happy, baby?
I am. I love the color.
And now, the most important part of the build starts. I need an official introduction song. And now, the most important part of the build is... Okay, you can stop. No, stop. And this is the wrap.
The yellow stripes.
The yellow straps. And I started drawing it. And I would need your advice on which version we're gonna go for.
Yeah.
Just remind yourself, these are drafts, so they're not perfect, they're not awesome, they're just a general idea of where we could be going with the next yellow stripe application on the truck.
So let's remind ourselves of the brief here. We want something that looks retro, like from the 1970s. We also want race stripes. You know, those stripes that they put on all the retro race cars because they thought it would make them look faster? Well, in fact, they just don't look faster, they are faster. And finally, we want something cheesy, like the Thunderbirds, where they would put stripes and numbers on stuff that we didn't really care about. Now, based on that brief, we would have 5 approach. 1, the traditional design, which is basically just a rip-off of what was on Vanessa. B, the airline rip-off, because it kind of looks like a cheap airline design. C, the fleet design light version. So here we just added the 002 because this is the second truck we own. D would be the fleet design dark, or a SWAT team stole our van for a special mission design. It kind of looks badass, doesn't it? And E would be the infinite horsepower design. Remember, each stripe adds 5 horsepower. This van has got to be fast, like super fast. So tell us what you think. If you think you can draw something else, please do. I would be delighted. Thank you.
So let us know which option you believe is the best. I have my favorite one. I'm not gonna tell you yet. And yeah.
I don't think they're gonna know which one is your favorite though. So anyways, I'm gonna need your help because now that we have you guys, it's nice to have your advice on precise, important stuff like the yellow lines.
Very important.
Yeah.
So this is it. The second week of the build is officially completed. Now next week we are going to...
Next week on VANLIFE Saga.
We're gonna finish the heating system. We're gonna be framing the van and we might do the insulation if we have time for the insulation.
Putting a heating system is not an easy task as well.
No, that's true.
So this is gonna be a hell of a ride right there.
So thanks for being there. We love you and we'll see you next week, guys.
Solo. Okay, can you sing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtleneck?
C'est quoi la chanson?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtleneck, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtleneck, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtleneck, Teenage Mutant Ninja Power.
See you next week!
French lesson number 40. My flute est pleine de crottes de nez. My flute is full of boogers. My flute is for my flute. The only difference is the little accent on the U that no one really knows what it's for. A pleine is for is full. This is pretty literate. And the crotte de nez is for boogers. And what's interesting in that sentence is the word boogers, which we don't have in French. Instead, it's crotte de nez, which literally means nose boob. So, ma flûte est pleine de crotte de nez. My flute is full of boogers.